Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of this rebuild series where we try to improve on certain areas, shortcomings of BLI Santa Fe steam models. If you guys haven't seen part 1 yet, it will be linked in the description down below and on the top right of this video. But just to fill you guys in, on part 1 we worked on the frame area here, specifically in the trailing truck area. But from the factory, there's a lot of empty space up here, empty, void. And we try to fill that stuff in and also improve the trailing truck location and handling of the engine. So if you guys are curious, check that out. But part 2, in this video, we will be focusing on working in the front. Now, I already recorded some clips of it, so that's why it kind of looks incomplete. But in short, we're trying to improve on the headlights, the size of these headlights, work on some painting improvements, and some other detail improvements, and then finally replace these giant LEDs with some SMD LEDs, which are much brighter and will be fitted directly into the headlights themselves instead of inside the smoke box and then, sent through this tube. So stay tuned. All right, so for the next major change is going to be the headlight. You can see the 3 engines out here. They all have more or less the same exact headlight casting. The 484 has a slightly older one. You could tell it's a little bit different than these two. These two are basically identical. This one has a clear front lens as opposed to these, which have the target bullet nose, or the bullet shape, sort of like rounded lens, whereas this is clear. But in any case, I think they're all pretty oversized. Notably these two, I think they're worse than this one, but I'm going to be replacing all 3 of them because in my opinion, I think all 3 of them are larger than prototype photos, which again, I think the key looks closest to what I see in the prototype photos, and it's quite small. And so if we were to take a brass casting like this and just compare the size, you can see how much bigger the BLI ones are. So yeah, so we're going to be doing that next, so stay tuned. All right, next update. I got the headlights off of the existing headlight brackets. I plan to reuse these because they already have the numbers on them and they fit well and there's no reason to replace them. They were mounted at the right height, in my opinion, so I don't see any reason to replace them. So this is what they look like when they first remove the headlight. Use an X-Acto knife to cut them off. Then I sand the surface smooth. You can see makes a big difference. And then here, made some changes. I sanded out some of the end here to bring the bracket closer into the boiler so it doesn't stick out so much. As you can see there, I basically sand that last end off. And then I also drilled the hole for the headlight. For the headlights themselves, I sanded the back smooth, rounded the little nub there, and drilled a little hole in the back for the LED wires to go through. So that's how the headlights are coming along. And now for specifically the 282, I'm going to actually replace the entire front handrail because I feel like it's just too chunky. I think that the 210-2 handrail looks fine, but specifically the stanchions on these just look really thick and chunky and not really accurate at all. So I'm just going to replace them with some stanchions, some brass stanchions, and some copper wire. But that's coming along slowly. And then I also want to hand paint some of these accents, like these smoke box door hinges and the headlight wires black, just to give that a little extra detail, I guess. But yeah, that's how they're coming along. All right, next update. I have the smoke boxes filled in with putty. I used Tamiya putty. Then I drilled a little hole for the headlight wire. And yeah, I'm going to use a little bit of gray paint next to paint over the putty and hopefully conceal that in. All right, it's been a long time since the prior update, but in that time, I hand painted the filled in area gray. And then I actually ended up respraying the kind of area with a bit of Outclad metallizer. I think I used steel color to give it that like nice little metallic shine. I've always felt like the stock BLI Tarpon gray was not metallic enough anyway, so this is a great opportunity to not only blend in the hand-painted gray with the area around it, but also kind of give it that little metallic finish. So I think the filled-in area blends in a whole lot better now. I think it looks really good. And I also finished up the headlights, painted them black, and I painted the insides of them white. And basically stick them in now, and you can install them. I actually installed this one on the 210-2 already, and as you can see here, I think it turned out absolutely beautiful. I think it looks fantastic. Really like how they look. And yeah. The Mikado took a little bit more time. I actually ended up repainting and re-decaling the headlight bracket there. The numbers on the stock Mikado. For whatever reason, the Paragon 4 Mikados, BLI painted like a silver, like, border around the headlight bracket, and that just kind of looked weird to me. It didn't match the other two engines at all, and I don't think it's prototypical. I might be, I'm not really sure, but I don't really like the look of it because it was painted on. It wasn't like an actual bracket. So I decided to paint over it and then re-decal it myself with some, I believe these were micro scale decals, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I think it turned out a whole lot better, but this definitely took a lot more time. But now we can install these. I also, by the way, painted the little door hinges, I guess you would call them, the smoke box hinges. Give a nice little pop. But yeah, these now plug right in, and we can install them. So this is basically done at this point. The very, very final step is to remove these stock LEDs and replace them with these tiny little SMD headlights, which will be fit right inside the actual headlight brackets themselves to make them a lot brighter than the stock LEDs, which were all the way inside the boiler there. So that's the very last step. So you'll probably see one more update after this, but I'm very excited to see this thing finished. It's looking really good, and I'm really excited. So final update, I will see you guys soon. All right, and with that, the front detailing is complete. I think they turned out really, really well. So all I had to do was just glue the headlight bracket onto the smoke box door, and then add a tiny little SMD LED. As you can see inside each one of these headlights, there's a tiny little yellow dot. That is the LED. And then I just had to glue them in, and then solder the wires up to where the old LED used to exist, which I removed. And now these headlights are a whole lot brighter, as you can see in this clip. Now, with that being said, though, basically the front of these engines are complete, as I said. So in summary, we made the tarpon gray a little bit more metallic. We filled in the existing headlight hole, or the headlight hole that was left when we removed the BLI stock headlights. Replaced the headlights with brass castings, which are much more to scale, painted them, and added much brighter LEDs inside each one of these. And then also we shortened the headlight bracket, and for this one we re-decaled the headlight bracket, and we also replaced the handrail with a metal one and brass stanchions. So yeah, I think all in all, I think that really improves the front appearance of these models. They look a little bit less ready to run, which is the goal. Yeah, so I really enjoyed this build. I think the engines look a whole lot better out front. I might make a part 3 to this video because there's actually a few more detail parts I want to add to these two engines, or make a few detail changes. Notably, there's a few missing pipes and hoses on these two engines that I want to add. This coupler sticks out a little bit too far. I might want to bring that a little closer. Also, the Paragon 2 210-2, unlike this, didn't come with a working yard light. You can see this is the 282 one. This one actually lights up, but the 210-2 ones didn't light up by stock. So I actually am in the process of drilling this out and adding an SMD LED, a red LED inside here to light it up. But anyways, so there's a few more details I want to add to these, but I don't know if I'm going to make a video actually documenting it, just because, doing work while trying to record a video really slows down my progress, and I don't know if it necessarily warrants a whole video, because I don't think people are that interested in detail work. It's kind of boring. So anyways, yeah, but you may or may not see part 3, but regardless, I think overall this project turned out really well. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think it actually made much of a difference, or do you think they still look pretty stock to you? Yeah, if you have any questions, also leave a comment down below. I try my best to answer all the questions. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully someone found this kind of project interesting. I know I don't do a lot of workshop videos just because I feel like it's kind of boring. But hopefully someone enjoys this and or finds it informative. And yeah, so anyways, that is pretty much it for this project. I really like how it turned out. So hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.